Here's to the finest crew in Starfleet.
Mr. McCoy, Mr. Scott, you heard it?
Jim. Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
Welcome to Greatest Trek, This Old Enterprise. It's a new Star Trek podcast that's about original series Star Trek episodes until new Star Trek episodes come back. I'm Adam Pranica.
I'm Ben Harrison.
Ben, me and my wife were gone last week, and so we had to prep our place for our dog sitter.
Yeah.
Because we got to have someone stay with the Ripley for a week. We got a great person who comes in and stays with her. It's awesome. But it's been a very long time since we have done the sort of shopping where you get all your paper products, your toilet paper and your paper towels and your, all the consumables that a house sitter would want to use while you're away.
Yeah. Yeah. Is your house sitter housebroken? It sounds like maybe no.
Oh, yeah. You're never completely sure.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm getting low on time the day before we leave. I'm like, fuck. I don't have time to go to Costco to get a case of the good toilet paper.
No.
I am going to go to local crunchy grocery store most proximate to my house and get the best of what they have. And Ben, I didn't know any better when I got the bamboo toilet paper. I thought it would be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fine the whole week. But just before I got on mic with you today, I had to do the pre-show ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Got in there and got it done. And gave myself a very deep, very accidental exam.
Oh.
Because of the tensillary strength of bamboo toilet paper.
Oh, it didn't hold up?
Not at all.
Oh, shoot.
I got to tell you, do not make this mistake, Ben. There is something deeply wrong with bamboo toilet paper.
I gotta tell you, Adam, I've been using bamboo toilet paper for probably 7 or 8 years, and this is not a problem that I'm having with the brand that I purchase.
Ben, do I wipe wrong?
It sounds like you wipe hard.
I do.
Which does sound like a late period Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson film, Wipe Hard.
Here's the thing, though. I've got a bidet seat, as all gentlemen should have.
Right.
You know when you see the Bounty commercial where they pour the blue liquid into the paper towel and then they kind of stretch it? They're like, look at how strong this is.
I imagine this pitcher of iced tea is really a gallon of your feces.
Maybe this is just sort of thing where you pour a liquid into it and it just dissolves.
Yeah. I would caution you not to extrapolate out to all bamboo toilet paper the experience you had with this one, because I've like I said, I've been a bidet user for a very long time, and when I started using the bidet, I started to think maybe I could also lower my impact in the type of toilet paper I select. One of my greatest achievements in life was right before the pandemic happened. I happened to order a case of 40 rolls of this bamboo toilet paper, and so when everybody was freaking out, I was I just got set up for a long time, and I never had a problem with my toilet paper supply.
It's a fucking COVID hoarder. Albert's a COVID hoarder.
All that is to say, Adam, I am sorry that you touched the untouchable. Is that what touching the void is about?
Oh, it's about so much more. Yeah, I think that's a good point to make. 2 points you made very clearly. One, you are rich with a worthless supply of toilet paper in my mind. Beyond the dreams of toilet paper avarice. Were society to fall, this could conceivably be a tradable item.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
For bullets or matches. Someone with pretty low standards in their toilet paper.
Yeah, my bug out bag is almost all rolls of toilet paper now.
Yeah. Also, I gotta be more careful. I can't just go rummaging around in there like this is normal paper product, because it's not.
Must be more careful.
Yeah.
Adam.
How are you going to pivot into episode out of that? I'm just going to sit back with all the FODs and watch the magic happen.
We take such risks every day.
Mm.
And sometimes it is in the most quotidian moment that the greatest risk befalls us, as happens in today's episode of Star Trek The Original Series. It's Season 1, Episode 18, Squire of Gothos.
NTC 1701, no bloody A, B, C, or D.
Scotty, ceasefire!
It's beverage service time on the bridge of the Enterprise. That must mean Kirk has gone on the PA and said that it got a couple hours of smooth air ahead.
Yeah.
Service is going to begin momentarily.
Nobody's expecting to be touching the void at this moment. I mean, we're heading across a void, for sure.
Yeah.
A space desert is how they term this. An expanse, if you will.
Do you have feelings when you fly in a plane across the ocean of like getting toward the middle of your destination and your arrival city and feeling like any sort of feelings about like, God, there's kind of a lot of void ahead and behind. Does it make you nervous?
Not super nervous, but it's definitely something I think everybody ponders a little bit.
That's an energy here that is not even close to being articulated by the bridge crew. Everyone's like, wow, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Kind of the sort of place where your mind could play tricks on you the way very thirsty people crossing the desert would see mirages.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no logic in that kind of thinking. So I think Spock would douse that pretty quickly. But just as they've finished their conversation about how empty this place is, they detect a sizable space displacement. It's a planet-sized body composed primarily of iron and silica, which I feel like, wouldn't that just be a planet if it's planet-sized? Like, don't you assume planet if it's planet-sized? What else could it be?
Enterprise is going through space, and the crew's like, pretty sweet 5-year mission you got here. This area of space is a dump.
Just wait till you see the pool.
No planets? Suddenly Trelane is like...
This planet that they've detected is on no map, but unlike almost every other episode of Star Trek ever produced, a strange thing appearing in front of the Enterprise while they're on an otherwise unremarkable mission is not going to get them to stop. They're cruising right past this on their way to Colony Beta 6, and it's like, give it a quick scan as we go by, but we're not interested in this thing.
It's an action almost impossible for any open world video game player. Like, you're on mission. You're trying to do this very complex thing. You got to gather all the stuff to deliver to the person so they give you the thing. And then you're sidetracked by this thing. Cannot stop. Cannot pay attention. Maybe you leave a little marker to come back to later if you can.
Drop a pin on the map.
Yeah, if that's possible. That's what the idea is here. We're not going to stay. We got to keep going.
This thing is emitting radio, though, and that's weird. And the camera finds Sulu beeping a couple of buttons, and he looks a little weird for a second, and then he just blips out of existence, disappears.
Where have I gone? Someone find me.
You know, some people aren't as squeamish about touching the void. I might term that one of my superpowers.
I like to both focus on the void and the areas around the void. They deserve special attention as well.
Kirk goes over to where he was and disappears also.
Ben, would you go to the spot that someone disappeared? I feel like that exact spot I would not want to step into for fear that they blurt back in like into your birdie.
Oh yeah, and then you're a floor lady from TNG, but with Sulu.
I don't want to be a floor lady. That's why I avoid the spot.
Yeah.
Maybe put up a couple of cones.
But you could also be like, is he just invisible or something? Like, did he get cloaked? Like, you could feel around in the air and be like, ooh, What's touching me?
That would have been a great take for Shatner to just sort of like wave his hand in the spot.
When Kirk disappears, Spock orders full reverse, and that is our exciting cold open.
I love a crash zoom into theme song too. We get a classic one there.
Indeed.
Pretty great.
So when we come back, Spock is doing the ship's log now. It's been 4 hours, and they cannot turn up Kirk or Sulu anywhere on the ship. Where did those guys go?
And it's like they don't even consider really spending much time scanning the planet because the planet is like hostile to life. There's no way anyone could survive down there for any amount of time, let alone 4 hours.
Yeah, we get a little description of the type of environment down there, and it kind of reminded me of the description of the asteroid in Armageddon.
Yeah.
Extremely hot, toxic atmosphere swept by tornadic storms. Continuous volcanic eruptions, deadly to any life form such as we know it without oxygen and life support systems.
Okay, so the scariest environment imaginable. Thanks. That's all you gotta say. Scariest environment imaginable.
Doesn't seem fun. But Scotty is like, that's the only place that they could be at this point. It's like they're nowhere or they're down there. And as they're having this conversation, some oldie English font appears on the screen above Uhura saying, "Greetings and felicitations."
Yeah, Guinness drink specials. That's the name of this font.
When asked to identify themselves, whoever is sending this signal, we get a hip hip hurrah tally ho, which doesn't impress Spock terribly. But Spock is like, okay, well, I guess we got to send a landing party down to the planet. And that's going to be Dr. McCoy, DeSalle, the ship's navigator, and Yeager, or Jaeger, depending on who's saying his name, who is the ship's meteorologist.
I love that the ship's meteorologist gets to play on the bridge. Like, he gets to do shifts there. Yeah, that's fun.
That's cool.
I got a question for you about DeSalle and Yeager, though,
Sure.
who I will call Yeager, even though I think the pronunciation of his name changes throughout the episode. Is this an instance of, like, past people looking very old for their age, or are these people supposed to be contextually old? Because Yeager and DeSalle look like, I'm gonna say it, like a good for 50s or bad for 40s.
Yeah.
Age range.
They got a lot of city miles on them, these two.
Yeah. Like, they look like the sort of actors that did print ads for cigarettes.
Totally. And they really call attention to themselves on the bridge. Like, they seem older than everyone and seem to have lower ranks than everyone and seem to be like the most irascible of anyone on the bridge.
Yeah, they pop off easier than anyone in a really weird way. Like, one of them volunteers to go to the service alone, and McCoy's like, great idea. Send him.
Let's just try it on one guy, Tim. No sense sending all of us down all at once.
Yeah. It's a good thing they have these sort of breathing masks that pop out of an airplane when it loses pressurization. They put those on in the transporter room before heading down.
Though the bags do not inflate, they can be sure that oxygen is flowing to their masks.
Yeah.
And the place that they're going to beam down to is just the source of the transmission. Like, this planet has an atmosphere that isn't breathable, but they're not going to pop when they beam down. So it's just little face masks, and they're going to poke around wherever this transmission came from. But they take a special piece of equipment, a laser beacon, along with them because they don't know if they're going to be able to get communications up and running with the ship with regular old communicators.
I think we take for granted the idea of line of sight as it relates to going to a place, no matter how far away. Like, you walk yourself onto a plane, you walk yourself off of that plane after it lands, you see from the sky what it looks like on your way there. I don't think anything is ever made of this concept in Star Trek where you're like on a ship. These people have no idea what the surface of this planet looks like. All they've been told is that it's deadly poison. How terrifying has that got to be beamed into the void, you know?
Yeah.
And open your eyes and just like not even know what to expect.
Let's just say some risk is worth the reward.
I like to keep my eyes closed only some of the time.
Computed and recorded, dear.
Computer, you will not address me in that manner.
Would you be more or less scared when you materialize and the environment is vastly nicer than has been described to you?
I mean, the sense of relief, I think, is evident here with everyone who arrives. Not so bad.
Yeah.
Not so bad at all.
But they've been told to get back on comms immediately, and that just doesn't work. Like, they cannot raise the ship on communicators. Laser beacon is no use. Why did we even build this prop?
I kind of wanted him to chuck it into the bushes. And he seemed like the personality that would.
He did, yeah. They find a castle made out of styrofoam and go on in there.
Ben.
Yeah.
How can you not handle the knocker here? It's like the old-timey giant wooden door with knocker. No one uses the knocker, which is fine. Some of them are decorative and you don't use them. But like no one knocks at all. They just go on in. You have to knock, right?
Knock on my door! Knock next time!
You never got the opportunity with Kevin Uxbridge to knock on the door because Geordi got caught in that trap in the lawn, right?
I think I'll try an old-fashioned knock at the door.
Commander, wait! There's something concealed under the surface!
I'm so glad you brought up his name because so many beats of this episode feel like survivors to me.
It really does. The planet that is otherwise barren and unsurvivable with a little dot of green on it.
The interior decked out in a design aesthetic that I'm just going to call straight Liberace.
I don't know.
Like for the weapons and stuff.
Right,
like there's a lot of weapons and shit on the wall and also the harpsichord.
Yeah, and Salt Bay. Salt Bay is one of the characters that is in a vestibule.
I love the double take they do when they walk past it. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Is the idea that is a taxidermy, or is that more like a knight's armor in a rich person's house?
Great question. I thought it was more for the viewer as like a hint about like, do not believe your eyes, do not believe your ears when it comes to this character that you're about to meet.
Well, they do find who they're looking for, and that's Kirk and Sulu, who are frozen in whatever position I guess they were in when they got taken and kind of cast in this weird green light.
Not a very flattering position for Sulu, I thought. Kirk at least has his mouth closed.
Yeah.
And he's like looking pretty like normal. I feel like they got Sulu at a bad moment. He would delete this picture, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because there's multiple angles of these poses, so they kind of had to like pick something and stick with it.
Yeah.
And it's not what Sulu was doing when he was on the bridge, so presumably he was allowed to move a little bit after being brought down.
It's a good thing he wasn't taken like right after he got the coffee service and was like mid-drink.
Oh, sure.
What a mess that would be.
Does he go down with the coffee cup or...
Oh, I go down with everything, then.
I'm just generous like that. So the door slams and the harpsichord gets fired up, and this harpsichordist says, oh yeah, those guys make awesome decorations, but I'm sure you want them back. So he unfreezes them, and we meet General Trelane, retired.
You mean the Squire of Gothos?
That's who I'm talking about, Adam. He tells them that Earth is his hobby, and he is just obsessed with all of their weird little wars and all of the crazy stuff that goes on planet Earth. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? We don't do that anymore.
That nonsense is centuries behind us.
He really does resemble like War Dad you know? Like Dad who's just obsessed with World War II documentaries and shit.
Does.
I want to learn all about your feelings on war and killing and conquest, that sort of thing.
And also cannibalism, I think. He makes reference to, like, yeah, humans love killing each other. And also, like, eating each other, maybe? Did I mishear that?
Yeah. We're not all billionaires, Trelane.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's 900 years out of date in what he thinks humans are up to. And that is ascribed to the distance that they are from the planet Earth. Like, it took the light from planet Earth 900 years to get here. If you were looking at it through a telescope, you would be seeing 900 years in the past. And he just feels so embarrassed to have made a temporal mistake like that.
How fallible of me.
DeSalle, sensing weakness / embarrassment, pulls a piece and, like... gets ready to use it, and Kirk is like, yo, dial it back a bit, man. Like, he's inviting us to dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
But this special attention with DeSalle seems threatening too, right? Like, if I'm DeSalle, I don't want this attention, and I regret pulling my phaser out in order to get it. I want to be anonymous around Trelane.
He's getting special attention from Kirk and Trelane. And, Kirk is like, put it on stun and have it ready, but I don't want you shooting just yet. And Trelane starts speaking in French to DeSalle and talking about how much he likes Napoleon and stuff. What a fucking edgelord take. Like, Napoleon is good, actually.
Trelane really does a lot of code switching. Like, no matter who he's talking to, he kind of takes great interest in whatever surface most qualities of that person as they're presenting would be. Like, that's what he goes all in on, whoever he's talking to.
He speaks some German to Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, he's like over by the mirror, and DeSalle stupidly uses this moment to try and stun him. Like, he can see you in the fucking mirror. Like, that is Spycraft 101. Like, don't walk up behind a guy that is preparing hot water for tea in a chrome kettle, They're going to catch you every time.
It's also Saved by the Bell 101. That's why no one ever attempted to kill Zach Morris, because he could always call time out.
Sure. And that's what he does, Trelane. He freezes DeSalle in place, takes the phaser out of his hand, and DeSalle kind of unfreezes once he has nothing to shoot with. And Trelane is like, holy shit. Like, I thought you guys were cutting each other up with blades and stuff. I didn't know you had stuff like this. This is amazing.
This, I thought, was the moment of the episode that felt the most present in time. Like, this was a scene that I feel like could have been in a modern TV show. Like, the tension of DeSalle having his phaser taken away from him, and the pregnancy of, like, oh shit. He's going to die, right? Someone's going to die. Trelane's going to start popping off with his weapon. And the tension of that not happening here, I thought was just really, really well done.
He shoots the Salt Bay statue and another statue to try out the phaser. And yeah, it really feels like, why wouldn't he just shoot DeSalle?
Yeah, he's nothing to him.
It doesn't seem like he has any, like, care for human life. Like, he's interested in human death more than he is in human life.
It would seem that way at this point.
And Kirk is still just at sea. He's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. He's like, what is this place? Like, how are you doing this? And Trelane starts talking about, oh yeah, I can turn matter into energy and energy into matter. And it's way more sophisticated than any transporter beam you're talking about. This thing is all kinds of crazy cool. And while he has assured them multiple times that they are not being held here against their will, he now pivots to saying, yeah, and also you can't leave. So you're stuck here with me. And just to demonstrate how stuck you are, he sends Kirk to another part of the planet's surface for a bit to choke on the poison gas.
This is one of those sequences that is just so perfectly TV show on a budget. Like, we're gonna collapse the frame very closely onto Kirk. We're gonna pipe in just so much smoke to make it seem as though it's a poisonous atmosphere environment. We're gonna show nothing, about where he was sent to, and then we're going to blurb him right back into the castle.
We barely saw the surface of this planet.
Yeah. Yeah, but you saw all you needed to, and definitely all you were permitted to see before he's back. On Enterprise, Spock's log tells us that there's still no sign of the missing crew, and there's that small speck of living things down on the planet for some reason. They just aren't sure what kind of living things are there. So Scotty is ordered to do a kind of trawling transport of everything on that spot that is considered life.
Even if we find any, it doesn't follow that it would be our people.
Affirmative.
Yeah, they're just going to do like an area of effect beam up and see if they can't get their guys back. So that's what Scotty's going to be working on.
This is one of those setups that is completely absent the payoff that I wanted so badly, which was like when they do finally make the trawl transport happen, like I wanted a transporter room filled with plants and shit.
Like a angry badger tumbles out of a log.
I wanted all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm the captain. I'm Captain Kirk. I'm the captain.
On the surface, McCoy and Sulu step to Kirk to talk about this guy. And McCoy's like, Jim, I scanned him. And according to the tricorder, he's not even there.
Is McCoy a little bit Family Guy dad? Like, is that how I get there with my impression?
Oh.
That reminds me of when I scanned that other guy.
If you think that's bad, Jim.
I think it's close.
Yeah.
We're going to keep working on this.
There's something here.
I always need, I need another impression as a foothold into a new impression.
Right.
I think that might be how I get there. But yours, unsurprisingly, so much more advanced than mine right away. Really pisses me off.
But ultimately, my impression, kind of a lot of Sturm and Drang with no substance. And that's what's going on here as well. The fire gives off no heat.
Yeah.
The man does not appear to really even be a man.
The Salt Bay's mouth fleshlight is not warm and spongy. I found another Salt Bay back there. I know the first one was destroyed by a phaser. I found a backup Salt Bay.
There's a pump bottle of lubricant that is not slick. It's like he can see these things, but he does not understand how they are supposed to be.
Where could he possibly come from? Who is this maniac?
Just then, McCoy gets a transporter signal, and then the next moment, they quickly beam away, like bang, bang.
Yeah, Kirk is like, maybe I'll just ask nicely to be let go. And so he goes to Squire Trelane, and he's like, what do you think about just letting us go now? We got to get back to the men and women on our ship. They're really important to us. And Trelane is like, women? Did you say women? I'm very excited about this.
Trelane's like, I'm going to invite all of them down here. And Sulu's like, oh no.
Party's over. Pack it up. And suddenly they receive a transporter signal, and they do pack it up. And the party is over.
That's because they were caught in Scotty's trawling beam. And as soon as they get on the ship, Spock is told they got to get out of there pretty fast.
It drove me crazy how long it took between Kirk saying, get us out of here as fast as we possibly can, to them even going to impulse power, you know?
It's an amazing passage of time because, it seems urgent. In the transporter room, it seems as though the order is now, but what the order actually means is as soon as I make it to the bridge, sit in the chair, and get my warping coffee, I will be then ready to give that order.
Everyone knows I drink coffee when I go to warp.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir.
That's funny. Kirk never drinks 2 cups of coffee in the starbase.
Trelane arrives on the bridge wanting to see Weps. They're like, no. And then he's like, who's that guy? He's got pointy ears. What's that about? And Spock explains his dad is from the planet Vulcan. And Trelane's like, well, I've never heard of that. You guys violent? And Spock's like, not most of the time, but It has happened. And Trelane doesn't like this. He does not like hearing about a mostly peaceful species, so he wants Spock to be punished, and he wants Kirk to do it.
Vulcans aren't violent, Trelane, until we're pushed too far. And then you're on the receiving end of a single-minded logical vengeance that cannot be extinguished.
There's 6 bullets in a revolver, and that means 6 punk-ass squires can go down before I'm done. Suddenly, amidst all of this, we're back in the drawing room, and DeSalle lunges for Trelane and gets frozen again. I wonder if all this freezing is going to have any lasting impact on DeSalle, because it's happened to him a bunch now.
My only understanding of drawing rooms have to do with the famous LA dive bar, the Drawing Room. A place of great and forgotten memories.
Yeah, this seems really different from that.
Yeah, the booze there definitely has a taste. Tastes strong.
Yeah. A couple of the female crew members have been brought down. I thought it was nice that Trelane showed some restraint here. He didn't bring all of the female crew members down. He just brought Uhura and Teresa down. Yeoman Teresa.
Where he doesn't have restraint are some historically race-based observations about them.
Yeah. Very, very strange dialogue here.
Ah, a Nubian prize.
It's I guess that was kind of complimentary coming from him. He meant that as a compliment.
I was out to dinner the other night, and our server was great. Really fun and funny, and just made it a great night for me and my wife. And she was an older black lady, and we heard her go and serve the table across the way from ours, a table with 2 extremely old white ladies sitting in it.
Uh-huh.
And one of the very first things that they said was, "Have you seen Sinners?"
Whoa.
And it just reminded me of what Trelane is doing with Uhura and Yeoman Ross here.
Right.
Observing what they look like and making a reference to something having to do with what he's seeing. Uhura hasn't seen Sinners, and you don't need to ask.
Or she's a big fan. Either way, kind of a weird thing to lead with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think that this is written in that way to further Trelane's character as impish and insensitive? Or
Great
is that
question.
in the 1960s just what a debonair man would say to these 2 ladies?
Or what anyone would say to anyone else in the 60s. Was it that Wild West conversationally? It's a great question, Ben. I don't know.
I just think we do have to have a conversation with Trelane about microaggressions in the workplace.
Yeah, Trelane better start working on his quad box apology.
Yeah, maybe take a course in sensitivity. If those hadn't all been eliminated.
Yeah, he shouldn't be working with the public, clearly.
Yeah, sure. Don't put him in a public-facing role. There's lots of conversation about Trelane while he's there in the room, and a lot of the time it seems like he's overhearing it, even though he's very far away or whatever. He gets Uhura to start playing the harpsichord and sort of the matrixes her into knowing how to do it.
You know what I love about this puppetry happening here is that once Uhura starts playing the keys, she's not terrified of the ability. She actually fucking loves it. She's into it and feeling it.
I mean, she's a very musical lady.
It's true.
McCoy is pissed, though, because there was a snifter of brandy at the table setting that he was transported to. And this brandy sucks!
Yeah, it's the watered-down bottle that the kids left the parents. Eventually you just go over the line with how much water you add to your booze. Tastes like nothing after.
Spock was kind of expecting this. Trelane knows all of Earth's forms, but none of their substance. And that fallibility means that they make this leap where, because he doesn't know what brandy is supposed to taste like and that fire is supposed to be hot, he must be doing all of this with some device. Like there's got to be a machine enabling him to do this. They're like, okay, like that's our next step. We got to figure out where this machine is and what it is. Meanwhile, Trelane is doing a waltz with Yeoman Teresa, who is now wearing a crazy ball gown.
Yeah, Red is a almost Vegas showgirly, feathery sort of situation there.
Yeah.
She's also playing along here, not exactly hating the circumstance.
Yeah.
And that's really the energy of the whole thing. Like, the question is floated, I think it's by Sulu, who's like, hey, how long are we supposed to play along in this man's games? How far would you like me to go?
Is he going to give me a sexy outfit as well?
And Kirk's answer is like, we're going to go along with it until we come up with a better idea. And I thought that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This bag does not contain platinum, silver, or gold. I must find it.
Hi, sir. I'm Captain James C. Kirk.
Kirk unit. Kirk unit.
Stand by the fire.
A lot of shots have featured this giant mirror on the wall, and Trelane seems to kind of stay close to it in a way that they're starting to notice. So they're like, okay, like let's keep that in mind, but let's start talking about what this machine could be. You think it's here in this building? And Spock's like, no way. It's got to be fucking huge. The only kind of machine that could keep the horrible atmosphere on this planet at bay and create a simulation like this has got to be big as hell.
Like, size of the castle big? This part confused me just a little bit because, like, later on when the mirror breaks, we see, like, some contraption back there.
Yeah.
Absolutely no suggestion of its size or scope past that, really.
Is that a different machine that they broke?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Spock, would you characterize this machine as pump-based?
Kirk decides a new tactic might benefit them and starts kind of shit-talking Trelane, calling him immature and unbalanced, and Trelane does not really care for these remarks. And as an immature, unbalanced person, I myself found them to be a little bit offensive, too.
Sensitivity Ombudsman Benjamin R. Harrison reporting for duty. What do you make of him in his defense of Yeoman Ross, too? I think she is convenient as a device to protect, but I think it is all about stirring shit up with Trelane here.
Right.
Like, I don't think it's about what's happening to her at all.
Yeah, it's not about what's happening to her, and this like insult after insult, slight after slight tactic that Kirk is employing is drawing Trelane's attention, but is also sort of delightful to him in this weird way. He's like very excited by the hostility that Kirk is displaying.
I'll tell you why Yeoman Ross is so important to this scene. He takes one of her gloves off of her hand and slaps him with it. Gentleman's code style, Ben.
Yes.
If it's fighting that you want, you may have it.
Are you challenging me to a duel?
If you have the courage.
Fortunately for all involved, Trelane has dueling pistols close at hand. He goes and gets the box and says that these are just like the ones that killed Alexander Hamilton, and the beat drops.
I wish I knew those lyrics. Good enough to have done something here.
How does a formless alien trapped on a forgotten planet made of iron and silica?
Yeah!
It's been a long time. But we go to commercial, and when we come back, Kirk is filing a log. This is like an after-action report.
It's like an inner monologue. Maybe?
I've had one of those. I've also had inner duo logs on a particularly exciting night.
Jesus. We really don't need this information. Like, basically Kirk's point is like everything depends on the result of this duel. You think so, Doctor? Okay, cool.
So we're going to do the duel in the drawing room, probably because the forest playset outside isn't big enough for them to walk 60 paces apart.
Right.
And there's some bullshit about Trelane getting to go first that winds up mattering not at all because he shoots into the ceiling.
It turns out I was unfamiliar with the rules of duels because I thought you always shot at the same time. Evidently, there are duels where one person is granted permission to shoot first and then the other one shoots second, and like they both take very well-aimed shots.
Yeah. This has got to be when they didn't have rifling and guns, so the bullets just went kind of wherever the fuck, maybe?
That sucks, though, Ben. I think you got to shoot at the same time, and if you both miss, it's over.
Yeah, I agree. But they're doing it this other way, and Kirk initially protests, and then when Trelane's like, well, I could just shoot your friend Spock over here, he agrees to it. Trelane shoots into the ceiling, and Kirk shoots into the mirror, and the room goes fucking haywire.
I mean, the good news is they suddenly have a channel open to the ship, and Trelane sees what's going on here, and he's like kind of panicking, kind of impressed also with the ingenuity of this plan, but mostly he is enraged. He's like, yeah, you can go ahead and leave, but you're fucking dead if you do.
They go ahead and leave, and we cut to the ship leaving orbit. It's like, oh, so they could have left orbit before the away team returned to the bridge. That's good, I guess.
Can I tell you, one of my favorite shots in Star Trek is looking between the nacelles in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, watching that planet shrink off in the distance. Very fun.
I love that shot.
They should do that more often.
I feel like it's pretty uncommon to get it.
Yeah. Well, they are going at impulse, I guess, and then they're getting ready to go to warp, and suddenly the planet is right in front of them, and they have to like do an evasive maneuver and narrowly miss just crashing straight into it.
This is one of those sequences where the remastered version of TOS is so interesting because the planet is so realized and beautiful and kind of perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it any other way. Like, I couldn't imagine a shitty version of this sequence and how bad it would look. But you know it exists.
The spray-painted basketball on dental floss, like being swung around in front of a sheet of black paper.
You can see it. Yeah.
That has to be what they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, like again and again, they like take a hard turn to port or starboard and the planet shows up in front of them and they eventually relent and go back into orbit. And Kirk is going to beam down Solo and make Trelane leave them alone. And he tells Spock, like, if you don't hear from me in an hour, just get out of here, man.
I love how pissed Kirk is here. And I love how no one tries to stop him from doing this. Solo mission. On the surface, what Kirk finds is a classic Star Trek courtroom scene with Trelane as the judge and Kirk as the defendant and the shadow of a noose on the wall behind him.
The stakes could not be more clear as Kirk stands trial for treason against a higher power. And Kirk is like, fine, like, do your little courtroom play set, judge me, just leave my crew alone. Like, as long as they can continue on their mission to Colony Beta 6, I really don't care. He's like willing to be there for it, but will not play the game. Like, does not pretend to be in some kind of legitimate trial for Trelane's benefit. He's just shit-talking him more and more. And because of this, Trelane pronounces him guilty, and Kirk will hang by the neck until he's
dead, dead, dead.
I bet there are still some country-ass courtrooms that display the noose. Do you think? There has to be.
Do they put like a blue gel over the light that's shining past the noose so that it lights up just so?
Oh, you think that's a noose? No, that's just a holiday wreath. The lighting's weird. On Enterprise, Spock's log tells us that the hour-long deadline is almost up, and he's ready to leave, if it comes to that. And on the planet, we see what happens post-trial. Trelane offers Kirk a sort of last request, the kind that you give someone who's about to die. Kirk's last act is to rip on Trelane for being an all-powerful nincompoop. Just really laying into him. Really hurtful stuff.
I liked Spock's line about having no respect for power without discipline. I feel like that's a very timeless observation.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Feels very grounded in the present.
It does. This really pisses off Trelane, and he's like, yes, this is what I wanted, like to genuinely feel the emotion of rage. What an excitement. And the noose like floats over to Kirk and
what a moment.
I was like, is it just dangling from nothing? Like, I really want to see the other end of this noose now.
Yeah. It's all I could think about as it floated. And also, like, was the idea that Kirk would put his own head through it? Like, volunteer his head for the noose?
It's a perfect illustration of what Kirk says next. He's like, everything's too easy for you. This sucks. Like, if you truly are a psychopath who enjoys killing, like, this isn't going to do it for you because it took you no struggle to achieve it.
Yeah. Things are going to keep getting weirder and weirder for you till you find the end of the internet, Trelane.
How about trying a new mantra on for size, Trelane? The action is the juice.
Maybe pursuing the edge, where you gotta be, would be of interest.
You have an opportunity to really enjoy this in a real way, and you're not taking it.
You want to commit murder? Go ahead. But where's the sport in a simple hanging?
What about we play a little game called hide and seek to the death?
Bit of flesh and blood. I'm the captain, Captain James Kirk.
It's a hunt that Kirk is proposing. Not just running him through with a sword, but the least dangerous game.
Yeah. Boy, you said it. Kirk is like, fine, we'll play this game, but listen, like, we got to cut the ship loose so they can leave.
Yeah.
Trelane agrees. And you think there's going to be some sort of head start here where Kirk goes out into the woods and, like, gets some distance between him and Trelane. That never happens. I think there are very few shots where they're not in the same scene.
The playset is just too small.
Yeah.
Like, Kirk is like trying to radio Enterprise to tell them to go over and over again, but he doesn't get a signal. And it's just him trying to radio the Enterprise with Trelane whipping around the sword and Kirk like ducking and dodging and, you know, eventually kicking it out of Trelane's hands.
This game is lame, Ben. I'm just going to say it.
It sucks.
I think it is usefully crappy, though, because it makes Kirk's point. Doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what I wanted to say about it is it felt really weak sauce just as a setting after the episode of Shore Leave where they actually did go to a forest and shoot some stuff.
Yeah. Really good note.
Like, maybe if everything on this TV show was shot on a soundstage like this, it would stand out less as being a very weak depiction of what I think was probably intended by the screenplay. But
yeah,
it is not an exciting chase, and it is not exciting when Kirk gets the sword and swings it at Trelane and Trelane disappears. It's just stupid looking.
I read that the shot where, you know, Kirk kind of monkey bars off of a branch of a tree and kicks him in the chest.
Yeah.
It actually separated William Campbell's shoulder. Like, he kicked him hard.
Whoa.
And, like, it affected production because of it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Really took a bump.
At some point, they're dueling where Trelane has a sword and Kirk has a big stick.
Do you prefer stick or sword in that kind of duel? I kind of liked what Log was doing for Kirk here.
It's got a lot more mass, probably. You know, you can really fuck someone up with it. But I feel like if you miss, you just open yourself up to that sword.
Yeah, because you're carrying so much weight through the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're left open. You got to be careful with Log.
Kirk runs back to the styrofoam castle and can't get the door open, can't raise his crew, and then, like, jail bars start appearing around him, so there's nowhere for him to go. And Trelane has him.
Do you like these in-camera effects, Ben? I sure did. I feel like there's a dozen in-camera effects happening this episode, and they are all just a delight.
A lot of fun. But this wasn't the deal. This is not what they talked about.
No.
This is not Trelane genuinely hunting Kirk and, the stakes being real. And also, he's keeping the ship. He's not letting Kirk talk to them. He wants the rest of the crew. He thinks this is fun. He wants to hunt more people.
Yeah, well, I want to hunt your women.
Mm-hmm. And that Kirk will not abide. So he breaks Trelane's sword over his knee and slaps him a bunch. And some gooey green lights appear in the sky. And this is Trelane's mommy and daddy getting him in trouble for not playing nice with his pets.
We get that scene, like the scolding the parents do of their child, kind of goes on and on.
It really does.
In a very uncomfortable way, like when you're at a department store and a parent is really getting into it with their misbehaving kid, and like you're unfortunately at the end of an aisle that's kind of a cul-de-sac that you can't leave. I feel like Kirk is watching this really wanting to leave, and he just can't.
This scene made me think about the way life is imagined for little boys in like almost all media up until like the 80s, which is like slingshot in the back pocket, kind of roving the neighborhood, causing mild amounts of mayhem for everybody. Like the Trelane that is talking to mommy and daddy is like his accent changes. The way he's talking is very like Dennis the Menace, very Bart Simpson.
What you're describing is a Peck's bad boy. Are you not?
Yeah. And like that just has vanished from culture. Like in the 60s, they had full-chested confidence that this was going to be a kind of child that everybody was like, yeah, I know that boy. And
also a type of parent, which doesn't exist anymore either. Like
we haven't paid attention to you for 3 months, but now that we are, we're not impressed. And you're in a lot of trouble, mister.
You're disobedient and cruel. We've told you before.
Time to come in now, Trelane.
Yeah, these are past parents and past children having these interactions, for sure.
And yet they're far in our future.
Yeah.
These parents have decided that little psychopaths don't get to torture their pets. So he's got to come inside. And he's so sad. Because he would have won. He would have killed Captain Kirk. And they're like, well, that's too bad. And he kind of like slowly fades out of existence. And then the green blobs turn to Kirk and they're like, yeah, sorry, our son is kind of a piece of shit.
The fault is ours for indulging him too much. He will be punished.
Have you ever been in a social situation where like an argument pops off nearby and one of the parties apologizes for the other, but the person who apologizes is actually the shitty one? Like, that's kind of the energy I got here. Like, if I'm Kirk, I'm like, yeah, like, you all look pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
And I just really want to go home.
I mean, like, I'd rather they take some responsibility for their child's bad behavior than not. But, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was at a park the other day, and a kid came up behind my son and bit him. Just out of the blue. They had not been interacting, came up behind him and bit him.
Was this a vampire or just a normal child?
It was a normal child.
Ben, I need to ask you a question. Have you seen Sinners?
What are you fucking implying right now?
What, you just look at me and figure I'd had to have seen Sinners?
Is it because I'm from Oakland? What the fuck, man?
You're going to snort laugh out of me.
I walked up to this kid's dad and was like, hey, so your little girl bit my little boy just now. And he was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess like effective because it gave me nowhere to go. I was like, I guess you don't care. Well, all right. We're leaving.
And the last thing you want to do is then ask the follow-up question like, your daughter's vaccinated, right?
This is LA. She's not fucking vaccinated.
Yeah. RSVP Daron.
Yeah.
The boy.
He was a real one.
Yeah.
On the bridge, we're approaching Colony Beta 6, and Spock, I guess, is like doing the paperwork. It's like, so when I put down Trelane, like, give me some descriptive words for what that guy was like, because you know him so much better than I did.
Yeah, it's multiple choice, Kirk. So it's like super alien intelligence, robot person, superhero, or other. And Kirk is like, is there like one that's like a bubble and then like a blank spot? You can just put small boy, because small boy seems to be the most accurate description.
God of War and Small Boy are the write-in candidate.
Yeah. And uses a bunch of bad boy examples of how similarly Trelane acted toward them. These are references that Spock does not understand.
Because, like, they don't have pots of ink in the future.
Yeah.
To dip people's pigtails into, right? And also, everybody's hair in Vulcan is black, so it's like you dip somebody's hair into black ink and it just doesn't look like anything.
In Spock's defense, these examples are kind of horrifying. I cannot believe anyone would grab someone's hair and dip that into like permanent ink. And then it's dripping all over your clothes and stuff.
Right. When you have like 2 sets of clothes and that's it, you know?
I mean, say what you will about like drawing on a drunk, passed out person's face with a Sharpie. That sucks, but like you're not also ruining their clothes.
Yeah.
That's a step too far.
Also, sometimes that only helps advertise that they want dicks on their face. It's not always received as an insult, is all I'm saying.
Ben, did you like this episode?
Captain James T. Kirk of the
I don't believe in the no scenario.
This one was not my favorite. Not an episode I would like if I was in the writer's room on A Strange New Worlds, would be like, ooh, let's remind everybody of this great character from Star Trek canon.
So what you're doing is you're referring to Wedding Bell Blues as also not a favorite episode of yours for the same reason?
I don't really need this guy. I didn't need them to write him into being a Q so that it like makes sense or anything. Like, I don't give a shit about this guy. It was an episode that was like an interesting artifact of its time, but didn't really surprise and delight me the way some other TOS episodes have.
I get it. I totally understand that take. And yet, like, this is a type of character that pops up on Star Trek all the time. Like, this is not an artifact.
No.
Like, you mentioned him earlier. Like, Kevin Uxbridge himself is a version of this character. Like, there's Flotter and the bubble face guy and, like, Hugh himself. Like, it seems like every season there's 1 or 2 of this type of chaos agent.
Sure.
That appears on Star Trek. It's like a quality of Star Trek to have someone like this.
It is. And it's not that he is the problem I have with the episode. It is the execution of the episode. Like, I feel like the screenplay is actually kind of interesting and good. But
I too would have liked this episode if the main character was much, much sadder. Where is the guilt?
Why did nobody at the end of the episode say, there is no timeout or dunce cap to fit your crime?
Well put, Ben. Let's see if we got Priority 1 messages.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Here is a Priority 1 message of a promotional nature, Adam. It goes like this. My first P1 was on Section 31. Like that movie, I have another that isn't for everyone. East Coast FODs are invited to Starship Imagination, a musical improv show at NYC's Magnet Theater, March 31st at 8:30 p.m. With a live band, we will improvise songs about speculative scientific concepts. It's like if Carl Sagan's Cosmos was a musical and also bullshit. If you can't come, consider visiting the Magnet next time you're in NYC. It's one of the few indie improv spots left in the city. DMA drop!
DMA! Cause if I want it, I gotta come and get it. Stamets is with it. It's crashing the moons into planets, baby. Birds have died. What does this thing want? What does this thing want? DFA. I hope you're ready to be sold out, like, immediately. Because I think FODs are going to go to magnettheater.com and get in there on March 31st.
Love the Magnet Theater. I love seeing an indie improv show. They are something that was a really fun part of my time in New York, is just kind of being able to go see people perform on stage at the drop of a hat for not that much money. And, you know, like when you go to those things, you see people that 5 years from now, like some of those people will be like on SNL and stuff. Like it's such a cool part of living in New York. And this sounds like it is right up the FOD's alley.
Are they going to go down a hallway to the stage and see an old picture of you performing improv there? Did you ever go to the Magnet Theater, Ben?
They probably see like a persona non grata poster behind the box office, like "Do not let this man back inside."
That's fair.
Yeah, I never got on stage there, but my improv team career was very short. I was on one like indie improv team, and we did like 2 shows. But a couple of those people went on to have real comedy careers, and also I was on it.
You went on to have a career, Ben.
I did.
MagnetTheater.com, March 31st. Check it out.
Tickets are $10. You can't lose. Go do it.
Ben, we've got a personal priority 1 message here. It's from Fega and Mazal, and it is to Georgia. Here is that message. Georgia. You were a cat who moved through the world as demurely as Loxana Troy. You had a rough go of it, and you met those challenges with all the stoicism and grace of Rom in a firefight. But like Loxana, when you loved, you did so fiercely. And like Rom, you were there for your family and were unshakably loyal. We will miss you and love you always.
Oh, we miss you, Georgia. Vega and Mazal were very lucky to have you in their life.
I think every pet owner recognizes the Rom qualities of their pets.
Absolutely.
I think they all resemble Rom in some ways. Pretty good call out there.
As demure as Loaxana is a construction that I feel like I will be rolling around in my head for a long time, too. Our condolences, Vega and Masal, and RSVP Georgia. If you'd like to commemorate a beloved family member, promote a show, or get the word out to the FODs about just about anything, a great way to do it that also helps support our show is going to greatesttrek.com and finding a link to book a P1 today.
Thanks a ton.
Hey, Adam.
What?
Did you find yourself an Edward Larkin?
Trelane is so bright and big and hot that, like, I can't see around Trelane for the possible other options that may be there. Yeah, just totally bizarre. So weird. Has to be Trelane in my mind. About you?
It has to be. A bizarre, weird, and yes, I will admit it, interesting character. You know, like this guy, this dude is kind of Star Trek royalty. Came back in Deep Space Nine to play Koloth again.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see his early work on this franchise, and this episode would be so much worse if his performance weren't as great as it is, I think.
Great call. Yeah, it is okay to not have the episode or the character work for you while still giving credit to the performance.
Yeah.
He goes all out for it in a way that I think really helps. If you don't have that kind of effort or that kind of person playing him, I think this episode is really, really bad. But as it is, I liked it for his effort.
Well, Adam, we end every episode of Greatest Trek with a segment we call Warning Bois, where we express our appreciation for folks that take the time to go onto the internet and leave a nice review of our show, either on your podcasting app or just recommend it on social media. All of that is a great way to earn yourself a spot in the Warning Boys segment.
Prepare a buoy and launch it when ready.
Warning, boys.
An emergency buoy.
A warning buoy.
Ben, I've got a 5-star review here from Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcast reviews. Some of the most powerful reviews out on the market today, algorithmically.
Indeed.
This one has the headline, Talkin' Good Trek, from Connie Rocks. Here's how the review goes. I love Star Trek. Talking about Star Trek with my age-appropriate wife and listening to Ben and Adam talk about Star Trek. It's nice to have something to listen to over tea, or while I putter around my Malibuvian estate, placing my little traps. See you in court. Not.
Wow. Very moment appropriate for this episode. That's great. Thank you for that nice review. And thanks to everyone who heads to Apple Podcasts and leaves a nice 5-star review.
If you're from Malibu, are you Malibuvian? Is that really what they call themselves?
They do now.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I love the Friends of DeSoto, and I love our producer, Wynde Priddy, who is going to take it from here, tell you what's coming up next week, and about all the fine people who worked on this episode. Take it away, Wynde. Bye-bye.
I love you, Wynde! We should just throw to Wynde with I love yous every time.
I like it. It's true.
Feeling the love, guys. Thanks. Greatest Trek is an Uxbridge Shimoda podcast on the Maximum Fun Network. It's hosted by Ben Harrison and Adam Pranica, and it's produced and edited by Wynde Priddy. Next week, Ben and Adam will be back with a rebroadcast of their coverage of Star Trek, the original series. The episode is called Arena, where Kirk battles an alien captain who has destroyed a Federation outpost. In the meantime, we want to thank the members who are contributing monthly to help keep this show going, MaximumFun.org/join. We really appreciate your support. We also appreciate Adam Ragusea for composing the theme music, and a big thank you to Rob Adler and Bill Tilley for working on the Greatest Trek social media pages. You can find and follow those online and use the hashtag Greatest Trek when you post about the show. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on Greatest Trek.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
supported
Directly
by you.